Hey everybody, it's Rare Totem here. I am trying my hand at one of these tier lists, and the subject of today's and many other videos I'm going to start pumping out are going to be about the upcoming Cyberpunk trading card game, set to come out between Q3, Q4 of 2026. I've been looking forward to it ever since they announced it. I know some people are apprehensive with it, but me and my friends are very excited to get our hands on the product. We've been playtesting with all of the available cards that have been leaked so far that are playable, and I'm just going to do a quick little tier list and give my thoughts about all of the legends first. And I have it separated into a couple different categories here. The meta legends, which are legends that are so good you can pretty much put them in any kind of deck unless you're doing a mono color. I mean, they're the best of the best, essentially. Then you got your strong in tier 2. We'll see in mid tier. These are going to be the ones that require more support than what's available currently. I mean, they can be decent, but compared to the others, they're lacking right now. The ones that seem mid also are lacking support, most likely, but even with more support, I just don't see them being that good. I don't know, I could be wrong. Of course, this is all speculation, things can change, but that's just how I feel about these given the testing that we've done. And then the unplayable ones at the bottom there are the ones that are just literally unplayable, so we'll go ahead, we'll start filling in those, which are the brain dance program ones. There's the Male V Street Kid, requires brain dance programs to use them. And Evelyn Parker, same thing. Alt Cunningham, I'm also putting in there. Now you can use her effect now. What she does is she goes solo, she costs 6, she has 4 power, and when she steals a gig, you can remove her from the game and choose a program from your trash and play it for free. And there is no program worthwhile to do something as crazy as getting rid of one of your legends off the bat like that. So she's down here in unplayable right now, and so is the promo card, which has no effect. So we're left with all these guys here. The 3 at the end are just duplicates, the alternate art versions. I didn't make this list, I just found it on here. So alright, well, let's get started. We'll start with Goro Takamura, Hands Unclean. He is a 5 cost, 7 power, go solo, but also has a blocker ability. He is an Arasaka, and a Corpo, and green, which unfortunately green right now is the most lacking color. Overall, I'm gonna go with Let's See. He's kind of in between Let's See and Strong. Go solo is pretty good as far as giving you a much needed attacker. Where Go Solo really shines is if your opponent has like 6 gigs already and you have nothing really to attack with and they're gonna win. We've encountered many times where you throw Goro or V and you do a quick little attack to steal a gig to keep your ass in the game for just a little bit longer. He does have 1 less power than V does, but he does have the blocker ability, which is nice. So having a 7 power blocker can be good, but I'm not sold on him just yet. All the Go solos are pretty strong, but he's the one that I'm not seeing it just yet with him. Yeah, I just don't like the idea of using him as a blocker and just losing your legend like that. Up next, we're going with Dum Dum here, and I'm gonna go ahead and just put him up in the meta tier right now. He is probably my favorite of all the legends currently that have been leaked. When you get his effect, which is when you call him, so you pay 2, flip him face up, you call him. You can defeat a friendly gear, and if you do, draw 4 cards. Otherwise, you draw 1. So this effect is a crazy tempo swing if you get it to go off properly. If you have a Karoshi Optics Mandibular Upgrade, one of these 1-cost equipments out there on the field, and you don't care about getting rid of it, and if you're lucky enough to flip him and you choose to get rid of that gear, that's 4 cards in your hand right there. That's such good value. If you whiff it and you flip them early and you do not have gear out there to get rid of, you still draw 1. It's not terrible, but you're really trying to find where he's at with a Karoshi Optic attack early on. What I like to do is use one of the cheaper guys to attack. You can do, I think there's an Evelyn, and there's the let me take a look here. This Ruthless Lowlife, one of my decks I use, is a red and yellow combo. If you can, ideally in a perfect turn, you can get this guy out first turn, and then throw a Karoshi Optics on him, which costs 1, swing with him, and then you find where your guy's at, hopefully, and if you flip him, you can draw 4. Anytime somebody got this effect to go off, it just seems so overbearing on the person who does not have Dum Dum. Just the amount of card draw you get, and by that stage in the game too, later on, both players will have very diminished hands, most likely, because you'll be trying to play as much as you can each turn. So keeping the amount of cards in your hand high is vital, and it feels so satisfying to get him to proc, and yeah, that's why he's up there. Next we have the other Goro, Takamura. This one's pretty interesting. I don't know how I feel about it though. So this one's the Vengeful Bodyguard, and he calls and is ready immediately, so you can spend him again, which is kind of cool. You get a little bit of a refund when you use him. When a rifle unit attacks, you can spend him, and if you have a pair of the same side of gigs, you can give a friendly unit with 4 or less power, 4 cost or less, +1 power and blocker that turn. So you can do a surprise block on an opponent's attack, but it has to cost 4 or less, which you have some things you can work with here. You have like the Delamain Cab, you have the other big one, I can't think of the name of it right now. You can give blocker to some stuff that are pretty strong, but yeah, I just don't know. We've experimented with a little bit, but I'm just gonna put him in the Wheel C for now, probably above the Go Solo one, just because he has more agency on your opponent's turn, and that's a mechanic that's lacking in the game right now. So any instance of that gives a little bump in my opinion. We'll see what happens when other cards come out. So hopefully I'm wrong, and he'll be stronger. He feels like he could be up there, but I'm just gonna put him in Wheel C for now. All right, next we have Jackie Wells. Pour one out for me. Now, at first glance, and in the early phases of testing we've done, he seemed insane value engine. The first time you play a blue unit or gear, increase the friendly gig by 2, and then if it's at max, draw a card. Now, we were playing this wrong, and that's why we thought it was so good. You cannot use that increase 2 effect on a gig die that's already at max. It has to be the target of that die has to be eligible, and if you already have one at max, you can't keep choosing a maximum gig die and getting free draws every turn, which is what we were doing. So you have to have multiple gig dies at max value, which is pretty difficult to do in practice, and you get to draw a card if you have that effect, but compared to like something like Dum Dum, where he just gives you a card if you whiff or 4, he's just not worth it. I mean, realistically, if you flip him in your first turn, you'll get a couple. I really say maybe 3 or 4 draws throughout the whole game. Like Dum Dum will draw you 4 instantly. He might get you 4 in a whole game, maybe, but I highly doubt it. So, and it's only a blue unit or gear. It's not the programs too. So that's something I've seen people trip up on and think that they can play like a Florid or something and it counts, but no, it has to be a unit or a piece of gear. And I don't know, he could be better, but I just don't think he's as good as the initial hype was around him, at least in my circle. Alright, next we have Pan Am Palmer, Nomad Cavalry, and she's going right up to Nomad Legends. She might even be, I think, higher than Dum Dum. When she calls, she has the same effect as Goro down here. She automatically readies, so you get 1 Eddie refund when you call her. And when a friendly unit attacks, you can spend her and choose a piece of gear that is on her and equip it to that unit. And if you do, you ready that unit. And what this means is essentially you can attack twice with a unit, and that is so strong. It is very difficult to come back from such a tempo swing. The main one that we've used, and why she's up here, is that if you were to put something like, and of course this is going to take a couple turns to do, which is the caveat to it, but you're in this deck idea, you're playing for the late game, so you don't care what's happening early on as long as they don't get 6 die. So you want to do yellow and green, and you have that 6 cost Jackie card that gets +2 power for each friendly gig you got. You put a Gorilla Arms on her. At any point in the game when you play Jackie, he's going to have at least 10 power innately, probably even more late game, 16 or so. It is realistic with a single piece of gear, and then you throw Gorilla Arms on him. We've had games where he is swinging and he has over 20 power, and essentially you would swing with a Jackie with over 10 power. You're stealing 2 gigs right then out the gate. You activate her ability, you throw any piece of gear. It doesn't have to be Gorilla Arms, it could be anything, and then he's stealing 2 more again, so that could be 4 in 1 turn, which is really hard to come back from if you get that off. Now granted, there's a bit of setup involved, but you can use Mandibular Upgrade, you can use Mantis Blades, any kind of cheap gear you could stack onto her, and she's the only one who really makes use of that besides another Leader Your Voice, which I don't see him on this list for some reason. Oh my goodness, is that an oversight? He should absolutely be on this list. Yeah, they excluded him from this for some reason, which is a travesty. But I'll talk about him towards the end here and where I think he would be placed. But yeah, you can place gear on Legends, but Royce, her, and the Go Solos are the only reasons you would, and really not many people do before they put him out on the field. But man, Pan Am, when she procs, it's so good. So good. Alright, next we have River Ward. I'm gonna put him in. I want to put him in strong. So when he's called, he draws you a card, and then when a unit attacks, you can spend him and choose a gear from your hand that costs 2 or less and equip it for free to a friendly yellow unit with no equipped gears. Now I'll put him in strong for the yellow deck. If you're doing like a mono yellow deck, he's pretty good in that you can throw like a Mandibular Upgrade onto that big Jackie card, or I guess a T-Bug or something maybe, but Jackie's the one you'd want to focus on doing that for, so you can have a surprise huge blocker with Jackie if he's not spent from your attacks the previous turn. I don't know. The problem, I'm going to put him in Wheel C because he's also a big thing that people overlook is that his ability, you have to equip it to a friendly yellow unit, and people try to equip stuff to non-yellow units and they get tripped up over that. And I mean, yeah, you could do the jaggy thing, but just thinking about it, like normally you're just attacking with him, you're not going to be caring about blocking with him. He's going to be spent when you try. He can be good. We'll just have to see how things pan out when more cards are revealed and we have all the products in our hands to see. But I'm not sold on him personally just yet. Okay, next is Saburo Arasaka from the Corpo deck, and he just gives all Arasaka units +1 power when attacking. And I'm putting him down in Seems Mid. He's for the Arasaka tribal type deck. The biggest reason why he's down here and not in the Will C is strictly just because it's only during your turn that they get the +1. It's just not. I mean, it can help you hit over something, kill something that's already been spent, maybe, I guess, or punch above your weight a little bit. But I just, compared to everything else you have, this card draw, extra attacks, defending, free equipment, and go solo, it's just underwhelming. And even if the Arasaka tribe was fleshed out, I'm just not seeing it with this one. I just think it's a cool global thing because it's always active. So if you have a bunch of Arasaka cards, they're always going to be getting that. But right now, especially, there's not that many, and I think there's better stuff out there to play. Next, we have the Corporate Exile, and I might get some flack for saying that she's strong, whereas Goro is put in the Will C, because they're close to the same thing. They're kind of mirrored to be the same type of card. The big difference is that he has blocker and she doesn't, so people look at that as a big advantage. But she has 1 power over him, and she's also blue, and blue's really strong right now, despite it having a very limited card pool. If you have her equipment on this, she's 10 power, she can kill gear, and she's just better. That 1 power may not seem like a lot, but it does make a pretty big difference. And yeah, if he in the Corpo deck, he might get 1 power from this guy, but I don't know. I just don't think it's worthwhile. And I would also say for Royce, where he'd be at, I would put him probably at strong or Will C. I'd probably put him in strong, although not as strong as V in my opinion, because what he does is he has 6 power and he gets +2 for each piece of gear on him. Or was it 5? Let me pull him up actually here so I can see. Okay, so yeah, 6 power, he costs 6. He's go solo, and during your turn, which is the big downside of this guy, he has +2 power for each piece of gear equipped to him. And you might think that's cool. You could put Mantis Blades on him and he has 10 power, which is great. That would mean that whole combo costs 7 to play. But if you look here at V, she costs only 5 to play. He costs 6. And if you put her and equip her with her, oh goodness, where is it? What's it at? What's it called? Dying Knight. That costs 2, so it's the same amount of eddies you're spending, 7. And she would also be 10 power. But here's what's better, is that she Davida rival gear that costs 2 or less. So if you have a Royce and I have her, and I'm trying to attack your Royce who's been spent, I could just blow up whatever thing you have on him, and he's going to be weaker and die for me. So that's why I would put Royce in strong or Will C. I don't think he's super crazy. You'd have to have a big investment into him to get him to be very, very powerful. And honestly, that's just going to be too much setup, I think, to make him better than V. Speaking of V, this is just the female version of this card here, so I'm gonna skip that. All right. Victor Vector. I go back and forth on him. A lot of times I end up whiffing with him when playing. He can be good. He can be good in getting you some gear if you need it, either for spending if you're low on stuff to spend, or sell rather, or if you need some gear to equip on stuff if you have a gear heavy deck. But man, more often than not, you're just whiffing with him. If you don't know what he does, you call him, or flip him actually. He's a flip, not a call, but it's the same thing in principle. Search the top 5 cards of your deck for up to 2 gear that cost 2 or less, reveal them and put them in your hand. And then the others, they go to the bottom of the deck. And that's not bad, but man, if it whiffs, it feels really bad. And I'm not too sure. I can put him in a will. I'll put him in Will C for now. When there's more gear and stuff out there that are good targets for this, and maybe he'll be better. But right now, I just don't think he's as strong as these others here. I think he's kind of mid, to be honest. But we'll see. The last one here, because of these last 3 are just alternate arts. The last one we're going to talk about is Yorinobu Arasaka, who is also an Arasaka tribal leader, to where the first time an Arasaka unit attacks a turn, you draw a card, and if you have less than 20 street cred, you discard one. So you're just doing hand cycling until towards the late game, where you're just getting value from every time you attack. So aggro's the name of the game with this guy. He is limited at the moment because there's only so many Arasaka cards. So I'm going to, even though it's kind of not the best right now because the Arasaka pool is limited, I am going to put him at strong, as opposed to Will C. Definitely strong effect. Hand cycling is crazy. If you have, I'm sure there'll be, cards that care about being in their trash pile, recursion cards, things of that sort too. I'm sure there'll be some mechanics that will take advantage of this guy's effect in both instances, because you'll be gaining card advantage once you have over 20 street cred. And early on, you don't really care. You just discard the worst thing in your hand at that time. So, of course, drawing cards is the strongest effect in any card game, pretty much. So, those effects are going to go a bit higher. So, I think this is it here. I'm pretty happy with it. Pan Am, Dum Dum are the best legends by far, in my opinion. Dum Dum's got a little caveat if his stuff procs, but generally we've had it go off more often than not, and it's just such a good tempo swing. So good. V is my favorite go solo, and I think she's the best one. She's the most efficient in terms of cost. Yorinobu's got a pretty good hand cycling effect, even though it's tied to the Arasaka tribe, which the amount of cards is pretty low right now, but still not a bad effect. You got River, you got the 2 Goros, Victor Vector, and Will C. Interesting effects. Can be good, but will require more support. The mids, sorry, Jackie, and then Subaru. And then the rest aren't playable. If they leak a bunch of, brain dance programs or any other programs for Alt Cunningham that are actually worthwhile, I'll throw them on this list. I'll redo the list and see where they all line up, but I highly doubt they're going to show too many cards up until the game's official release to do that, so I'll probably have to wait till the game is out. But yeah, that's it for now. This one's kind of off the cuff, a little bit rambly at times. I'm just kind of shooting it off the cuff here and my thoughts on how everybody plays. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I appreciate you guys checking it out. I'm planning to do this same thing for each of the colors, going through all the units, programs, and probably programs and gear probably in the same one, but I'll probably do the units separately. We'll see. I'm undecided on that yet, but this is the first one of these I wanted to work on kind of as an experiment to see how it does. Hopefully it's useful for some people. Some of the info and plays, I might go more in depth in that kind of stuff, certain combos. So yeah, just let me know if there's any kind of stuff like that you want to see, and I will do my best. Thank you all so much. Have a good one.